Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for visiting the YouTube channel for bestbiblecommentaries.com. It's Theology Thursday, and in this video, I'm going to turn it into more like Biblical Studies Thursday and show you 5 books on Bible translations. Before I do that, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Please feel free to click the thumbs up button on my videos, as that really helps me out, and also leave a comment or ask a question down below. So I am in the middle of a short series I'm doing on Mondays called How to Build a Biblical Resources Library. So far, I have published part 1, and next Monday I'll publish part 2. If you're coming to these videos at a later date, I'll put links in the description box down below so you can easily find the series and watch them if you like. One of the things I suggested in part 1 is the very first step before you get any resources, finding a good Bible translation. And there are a lot of them out there, and I'm not going to suggest to you one over the other. I think that can be your decision, but I thought I would show you some different resources. If you're interested in doing a little bit more of a deep dive into different Bible translations and which one might be good for you, I thought I would show you some resources that might help you think through your options. So the first thing I'm going to show you is not a book, actually. It's more like a pamphlet or a chart. I think I got this for like $7 or something, but it's called Bible Translation Comparison by Rose Publishing, and you can find this on Amazon, and it's a comparison of 20 popular versions of the Bible. And it's this fold-out chart that discusses or teaches about, gives information about different translations in this side-by-side column so you can easily compare them. It's just a neat little tool. Obviously, there's not going to be a lot of depth with a resource like this, but it's a fantastic starting point to understanding different versions of the Bible. So you could also hang it up in a classroom or a Sunday school room. And there's more on the back here. Like I said, 20 translations in all, and it's pretty up to date as well. So ESV is one of the newer translations, and it's right there. It's included on this chart. So it's a neat resource. It's very affordable, and you might want to consider that by itself, or even in as a supplement to one of these other books that I'm going to show you. So let's see. We'll just start here. How to choose a Bible version. This is a publication from Christian Focus Publishing. It's a mentor resource. This is one of their lines of biblical studies materials. So it's written by Robert Thomas, who some of you might be familiar with him. He wrote a well-reviewed commentary on the book of Revelation. So this is up to date. It includes the ESV and the NIV. So those are both translations that first appeared from 2000 to 2010. I think ESV was around 2001. NIV was maybe 2011. I can't quite remember. But anyway, it's up to date. So it's a revised version. So if you're interested in this resource, make sure you get the revised version so you can get the latest information. So this book not only discusses different translations, but it gives you the background for the translations, the textual basis. Let's see, what manuscripts is it working off of, techniques used in translations, theological bias in Bible translations, and types of English Bible translations. So it is a read-through type of book rather than a resource, but some of you might be interested in something like this to go deeper into the different English translations. Here's a nice chart on the reading levels for different translations. Some people don't realize that Bible translations have different reading levels. So King James is about 12th grade reading level. New American Standard Bible is a 10th grade. Living Bible is an 8th grade. NASB, NRSV, New King James, NIV are all at a 7th grade. New Living 6th grade. Contemporary English 5th grade, the Message 5th grade, International Children's Bible, I'm not really sure what that is, but that's a 4th grade. So really interesting and just a nice resource. So this is one of the newer publications in this particular topic. All right, the next one is a little bit different approach. So this is a user's guide to Bible translations, making the most of different versions by David Dewey, and I think he's a missionary. Nope, just kidding. He is a Baptist minister in England, And this is an IVP publication. Let's see when it came out, in 2004. So it might not have the TNIV in it, if that's of interest. So we'll just look at the table of contents here. So he goes over the art of translation in the first chapter, word for word translation or meaning for meaning. Sometimes meaning for meaning is called thought for thought. So he has a chapter on that. He talks about readability. Talks about the King James Version in particular, some of the translations that came out in the 1970s and 1980s, and as well as the 21st century. So he talks about the Message, he talks about the ESV, the Holman Christian Standard Bible, and he does talk about the TNIV 2005. So this one is up to date as well. So this would be a nice resource for your consideration in 2021. Or if you're watching this video at a later date. It does have the up-to-date. It is up-to-date. All right, let's look at this one now. The Complete Guide to Bible Translations by Ron Rhodes. Ron Rhodes has written a lot of biblical studies resources, so you might be familiar with that name. The subtitles are How They Were Developed, Understanding Their Differences, and Finding the Right One for You. So I guess that's not really the subtitle, but just what the content is in the book. This book has a lot of material from the publishers of the different translations. So in describing the NIV, for example, Rhodes will quote from the NIV publisher about the nature of the translation and the uniqueness of it as well. So that's an option for you. And then one more I want to show you, and this is from Dave Brunn. One Bible, many versions, are all translations created equal? And this one's the Missionary. Okay, there he is. Director of Education for New Tribes Missionary Training Center. So this one is a little bit, so this one has, has a recommendation from D.A. Carson, Darrell Bach, and so those might be some Bible commentators some of you might be familiar with. This one is a little bit more philosophical in its approach to Bible translation, so it's not so much an overview or comparison of different translations, although you will find some of that material. It's more about what is the philosophical approach of Bible translations. And so if you are interested, especially in the original languages of Scripture, Hebrew and Greek, this might be or if you're, missions, if you're in, that would be an example. If you're on a mission field and you're translating the Bible into another language, this might be a helpful resource along those lines as well. So, but it's a little bit more advanced. It's probably the most advanced resource I'm showing you out of these 5. So there's 5 resources for your consideration on Bible translation. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you next time.